today we're going to talk about the North Metro inch and 3/4 hose loads and some of the differences that you'll find from the Pierce engines to the Spartan engines, and how to pull the different loads from each of those engines. So starting off with the Pierce engines, you'll notice that the trays, we have trays in this engine versus a single stack that you'll find on the Spartans. The firefighter in this demonstration is going to come from the outside in to be able to shoulder, because we're going to pull the smoothbore nozzle. So he's going to come from the outside in to be able to shoulder that load onto his left shoulder. As soon as that clears, he's going to turn around. You can see he's got the Spock hand, he's got his fingers, and in this case, the top 50 feet is on the top. The bottom, or the 50 feet he wants to hold on to is going to be on the bottom, his bottom Spock hand. And so the top one's going to pop first. So as he pulls out, he's going to clear the bed. He's going to continue to walk until that top ear pops. Until he gets to his target. We're reloading the hose on these Pierce engines. We're going to use the tray as our measuring tool. So when we're measuring, when we're loading the supply section, we want to leave. We need to figure out which way the smoothbore needs to go into the tray. So for this instance, we're going to load this tray pretty much straight up and in. So to have that nozzle on the inside, we need to save this inside for the attack bundle. So we're going to load this in a flat fashion on this side closest to me, with a little bit of a ponytail or pony section going into that attack side, so we can connect the attack bundle onto that attack side. In this case, when we're loading the hose on the supply side, on the bottom section and at the 50-foot mark, we want an ear coming out of the end of the tray, at the bottom of the tray. So down here, we don't want an ear too big that's going to get caught up as we slide the tray in, but just big enough that you can get a gloved hand and 2 fingers into that loop. So we're going to make a loop at the bottom. We're going to continue to flat load this section with the male end down. So since we've hit our coupling, our 50-foot coupling here, going back, we're going to put another ear into that 50-foot side of that section. One big thing with these Pierces is that these trays are extremely tight, so neatness counts, and making sure we get a nice tight stack, flat stack going forward. Now for the rest of this, we're just going to continue a flat load the remainder 50 feet. We're going to lay that on top to be connected to the pony section as we feed that in. Now with the bundled section, instead of using a 6-foot pike pole, we're going to use the tray itself as the measuring stick. So again, same bundle principles. Every third gets a little ear or a little tab all the way through. So one important note, when we're loading these bundles on the Pierce engines, we want to make sure, because things are so tight, we want to make sure these tightened straps have the buckles on the top of the hose loads going down, so that they're not going to catch either the handles or your supply section as you try to pull that out first. So as we load this in, we're going to connect the pony section from the engine, and then we're going to mind it on top of the supply side as we feed the tray into the engine. So some of just the key points of the Pierce load is going to be just to remember that we have our attack lines, the bundled packages on the inside, with the fog nozzle on the front, so fog front, and then the supplies to the outside with 2 ears, one at 50 and one at 100. Now one thing that you might feel a little different when we're pulling this the supply side is it might feel different that your top bundle, the top loop, is going to pop first, and you need to continue to hold on to the bottom one, whereas with the Spartan, your bottom loop's going to pop first before the middle 50. All that is due because the plumbing is up top versus coming out of the bottom. So now we're going to talk about the Spartan load. Spartan load hasn't changed really in any way except for one fashion. All we did was we added one ear at the 50-foot section of the supply side. So now you have at the very bottom to clear the bed, you have an ear, and then you have an ear at the midway point at that 50-foot of the supply. So the same thing, same concepts as you normally would. Take the bundle onto your shoulder. As soon as you get it on your shoulder, this load, we don't care which side you come on. Put the bundle on, but you put it on your shoulder, turn around, grab the 2 ears, walk away from the engine. As soon as that first bundle pops off your bottom, you keep walking, hold on to that middle section. And as soon as you get to the target with your bundle, you'll have the bundle and you'll have the 50-foot ear of the supply in your hand. You can drop your bundle, begin to flake out and set your bundle up, and you'll have 150 feet nice and Z-rigged out for you at your target door. When we're loading these, we're standardizing that the fog goes on the front, the smooth bore goes on the back. It doesn't matter which direction the nozzles go off of, as long as one nozzle is going off of each side. So the 1 3/4, we're gonna load it just as we normally would with the ears at the bottom of the 100 to clear the bed. And the only difference is, again, is we are putting an ear after the 50-foot cup link to give us that 50-foot ear to hold on to as we approach our target door. Although we did not demonstrate on how to bundle this load, it has not changed from the Spartan or the single stack load. We're still using a 6-foot pike pole to measure the bundle and an ear or a tab every 3rd flake going forward. So nothing has changed on the bundle for the stack, and the only difference is obviously on the pierces that we're using the tray instead of a 6-foot pike pole as our measuring device.